Before we begin, subscribe for more chilling stories and tell me which city you're watching from. I'd love to know. In the fog-shrouded woods of Sleepy Hollow, where ancient oaks clawed at the sky like skeletal fingers and the mist clung to your skin like the breath of the buried, a single misplaced step could awaken echoes from graves long overgrown, pulling you into a dance with shadows that wore familiar faces, twisted in silent accusation. Imagine a hiker, isolated under a canopy that devoured the light, his own name slithering from the trees and voices too soft for wind, each call laced with the promise of pursuit that chilled deeper than any frost, leaving you to wonder if the darkness ahead was path or predator. What if the trail wasn't mere dirt and root, but a throbbing vein of old vendettas, drawing blood from those who dared tread too deep, leaving you hollowed out by the time you surfaced? This is the tale of Thomas Hale, a man chasing quiet in those cursed hollows to stitch together a life fraying at the edges, only to discover that some darkness doesn't trail behind, it seeps inside, reshaping your fears into chains you can't see but feel in every breath. It began on a crisp autumn morning when the leaves burned gold and red like warnings ignored, the air crisp enough to snap but heavy with the promise of something colder lurking beneath. Thomas, a weary architect from the gray bustle of Terrytown, craved escape from blueprints that mocked his stalled ambitions and nights haunted by arguments that echoed empty in his too large bed. The legends of the Headless Horseman? He waved them off as fodder for pumpkin festivals and ghost tours, quaint stories to scare children and sell cider. But the old bridle path tugged at him, a whisper in his blood he couldn't name, pulling him from the city's hum to the hollow's hush. He slung his pack, thermos steaming with bitter coffee, map folded crisp against the damp, and parked his truck at the trailhead, where weathered signs sagged on rusted chains, their pleas about unstable ground and sudden drops faded to ghosts themselves, letters peeling like old scabs. The air pressed close, heavy with the musk of wet soil and something sharper, like iron and rain mixed with the faint, sickly sweet of decay long settled. His boots sank into leaf litter that crunched like brittle bones underfoot, each step releasing puffs of spores that danced in the slanted light. At first it was nothing, a rustle in the underbrush, too deliberate for wind or wildlife, as if something paced him just beyond sight, eyes glinting in the half-light, waiting for him to falter. Nerves from the drive, he decided, shaking it off as he pushed deeper, the path winding like a serpent's coil through trees that leaned in as if listening. The trail squeezed narrow between birches, their bark curling away in pale strips like flesh stripped raw by invisible hands, the ground soft and yielding, sucking at his heels with quiet insistence. There, at the foot of a twisted stump, whose roots knotted like arthritic fingers, he spotted the locket. Rusted silver, chain broken and snarled in the wood as if the tree itself had tried to claim it. Initials etched faint on its face, worn to mere suggestion by time's cruel thumb. A chill bloomed through his glove as he pried it free, unnatural cold that lingered in his veins like frostbite's bite, spreading slow up his arm. He slipped it into his pocket, drawn by curiosity's hook, despite the warning prickle at his nape, ignoring the way the metal warmed too quickly against his chest, pulsing faint like a second heart. Midday sun splintered through branches and harsh blades of gold, but warmth evaded him entirely, leaving his breath visible in shallow puffs that hung and twisted unnaturally. Birds ceased their chatter abruptly, silence broken only by a low hum, like chants from a distant rite held in some forgotten glade, vibrating the air until it thrummed against his teeth. He halted in a clearing where a granite slab jutted crooked from the earth, moss-veiled marker for some forgotten soul from revolutionary shadows, its surface pitted as if clawed by desperation. Kneeling on the damp ground, he scraped the green away with gloved fingers, revealing scratches beneath, names blurred, dates swallowed, a plea for peace eroded to nonsense. And then the whisper started, as intimate as a lover's secret murmured in the dark, weaving through the leaves. "Thomas, linger here with us, don't abandon us again to this endless night." He whipped around, heart slamming against ribs like a trapped bird, but the woods stared back empty, branches swaying innocent in a breeze he couldn't feel. Overactive mind playing tricks, he muttered to the silence, forcing his legs onward, but the doubt had rooted, a seed of paranoia sprouting thorns. Yet the trail betrayed him from there, coiling in loops that devoured distance, familiar bends repeating with subtle shifts, a tree that hadn't been there before, its bark etched with his initials in shallow cuts. Hours melted into sameness, the sun's arc mocking his progress. Dusk bled purple stains across the bark, fog rising from the river valley to swallowy edges of vision, turning the world to a blurred watercolor of threat. His boot prints, clear, his tread with that worn heel, circled back in perfect, impossible spirals around trunks, as if he danced a ritual he didn't remember. Doubt gnawed deeper, lost in mindless circles from fatigue, or something aping his steps, hurting him toward a heart he couldn't name. Night gripped sudden and total, a figure materializing at the tree line like ink spilled on paper, rider on ebony mount, neck a ragged void dripping shadow, cloak swirling mist that reeked of wet earth and regret. He froze, air turning to ice knives that sliced his lungs, the cold dropping 20 degrees in a heartbeat. It dissolved like smoke on an unseen wind, but hoof thunder rolled in his skull, syncing with his pulse until he couldn't tell one from the other. Flight took him then. Branches scored his cheeks like accusations from the betrayed, drawing thin lines of blood that burned salt-sweet, the locket searing through fabric into skin like a brand of ownership. Trailhead lamps flickered distant welcome through the veil, struck a solid anchor in the lot's void. Keys fumbled in numb fingers, slick with sweat and sap, when a touch ghosted his shoulder. Icy, fleeting as frost, fingers like mist wrapped bones, sighing his name close enough to fog his ear. Door crashed shut with force that rattled the frame. Engine growled to life, tires chewing gravel in frantic spin. Mirror reflected hollow eyes watching from the gloom, shadows uncoiling long across the miles, promising they weren't done. Back in his Terrytown walk-up, third-floor area above the indifferent murmur of Main Street, Thomas bolted the door against the dark, triple locking it as if iron could bar what had already slipped through. The distant river's lap against docks was a flimsy barrier to the hollow's reach, its pulse now synced with his own erratic beat. Locket splayed open on the scarred oak table, tarnish catching the single bulb's glare like a sly wink from something awake while he slept. Whiskey burned a path down his throat, hands unsteady as he gripped the glass. Just fatigue weaving phantoms from frayed nerves, he insisted to the empty room, voice echoing hollow off peeling wallpaper. Sleep dragged him under, jagged and reluctant, hooves pounding earth that split open to swallow whole, rider's stump oozing tar-black ichor that pooled and reformed his reflection in pools of night, eyes pleading then accusing. He surfaced gasping, sheets sodden with sweat that cooled to clammy dread, locket fisted so tight in his palm the edges drew blood beads that smeared the chain. Somehow, it had stretched during the night, lolling across his pillow like invitation to hang, links glinting in the pre-dawn gray as if mocking his grasp. Morning lied with brittle normalcy. He shoved the thing into a cluttered drawer amid junk mail and spare bulbs, lids slammed shut on the folly, vowing to post it to some museum by noon. The office pulled him like chains, lines on drafting paper warped to mimic the pad's treacherous loops, his gaze snagging on shadows that deepened oddly in corners, pooling like spilled ink that moved when he blinked. Coworkers probed his pallor over lukewarm coffee, the way his eyes flitted to unseen threats, voices dropping to murmurs about burnout and that Hale guy's losing it. Evening brought the breach, insidious as damp through cracks. Murmurs seeped from plaster walls, damp as rising mold after flood, words forming slow. Thomas. Threads unfinished in the weave. Come back and knock them tight. Drawer yanked open with violence that splintered the wood. Locket throbbed warm in his grasp, alive with a heat like fevered skin. Hinge creaked like a grave lid protesting, revealing the tintype, woman in stiff lace, posture rigid as judgment, eyes not eyes but voids that bored soulward with unrelenting blame. Reverse initials TH etched sharp, his echo, impossible and gut-punching. Breath caught ragged. Coincidence, a trick of light, but guilt uncoiled from his depths like smoke, dredging Grand's fireside yarns of kin fever claimed in the hollow's grip. Curse of a jilted bride's shade bound to the path, seeking always the one who fled her final plea. Rain tapped insistent against the single pane that night, shadows gathering not from their erratic lamp, but self-born from the corners, tendrils questing toward the bed like thirsting roots after rain, coiling slow. Upright in a tangle of sheets, he snatched the flashlight from the nightstand, beams swept frantic arcs through the gloom, nothing but motes dancing, yet air reeked of wet loam and wilted blooms long dead, thick enough to choke. Whispers sharpened to blades, mount with us under the moon. Taste the night unbound, free of your chains. The thorn of paranoia twisted deep, blooming paranoia, hallucination brewed from strain and solitude, or the locket a leech of metal and memory, supping on his doubts until they swell to feast. Urge propelled him from the bed at midnight's witching stroke, keys jangling like accusations, coat snatched against the chill that seeped through bricks. Fog headlights slashed futile paths on the drive back, river valley exhaling white veils that clung to the windshield like breath on glass. Trailhead loomed vacant under sodium lamps that buzzed like trapped souls, the chill adhesive as he stepped out, coating skin in invisible frost. Path drank his steps with eerie welcome, foliage yielding underfoot as if the woods parted conspiratorial. The stone slab returned sooner than map allowed, vines scripting his name and barbs that pricked his tracing fingers, drawing beads of blood that the earth lapped greedy. Frenzy took him, dug with bare hands until nails split black with soil. Locket blazed in palm like captured star. Feminine peal laughed from the oak's bole, resonant as if the tree itself mocked. Ground quick, subtle, then violent. Roots lashed up from the loam, ankles embraced lethal, tightening like levers gone possessive to the point of crush. Torn free with a cry that tore throat raw, rider coalesced from swirl, mist made flesh. Axe moon honed to razor whisper. Panic sprint through undergrowth, limbs scored with claw marks from branches that seemed to reach. Chorus pulsed in his blood like fever. Hours now under the gallop, eternal under the stars. Burst to a glade ringed by boulders, like silent witnesses to old crimes. Tree trunk pressed against his back as if listening to sobs wrenched from chest. Keys scattered in the scramble, lost to leaf depths, leaving him huddled primal in the dark, breaths fogging before him like ghosts exhaled. Only dawn's tentative gold, filtering canopyward, like hesitant fingers banished the form to wisps, axe wine shearing a lock of hair that fluttered down like fallen banner of surrender. Retraced steps blind by memory and moonfade, keys mocking glint in a rain puddle's mirror. Cab rattled escape into paling light, but the essence stained deep. The hollow had sampled his fear, craved the full banquet now, appetite whetted by the cursed bond. Time seared it to haze for Thomas. Locket consigned to a lockbox under the bed, yet its imprint scarred every gloom that dared lengthen across floorboards. Resignation spat mid-meeting, maps on his desk twisting to hollow loops under frantic pencil. Apartment shrank day by day, walls pressing like the oak's unyielding clutch, air thick with the phantom scent of leaf mold. Whispers became baseline hum beneath thought, guilt abscess swelling. Profaned some sacred rest, curse invited to table with open maw. Pals pressed shrinks over forced lunches, business cards thrust like wards. How explain fire escape prints etched overnight, loam source from forsaken miles he swore never to retread, edges too crisp for dream or drunk stumble. November gale mimicked spectral charge across the Hudson, thunder rolling like hooves in pursuit, compelling his return, not wanderer seeking vista, but pilgrim laden with desperate right. A cult shop in the city's underbelly yielded haul, sage bundles tied with red thread, salt coarse as regret in linen pouches. Trailhead beckoned with gates swinging lazy on hinges, deluge scouring face in sheets that blurred world to gray smear. Flashlight quavered like a candle in storm as path turned mud stream sucking boot deep. Slab had yawned to crater under rain's assault, breath foul with decay's bloom, edges crumbling as if earth recoiled from pit's hunger. Circle hasty of salt around the maw, grains vanishing into soil's thirst, ignite herb with trembling zippo, smoke curled skyward in tendrils carrying pleas half-voiced from net lore and Ken whispers dredged from yellowed letters, words tumbling hoarse from lips cracked dry. Soil slipped offerings voracious, vines uncoiled thorn serpent from cracks, barbs weeping sap viscous as blood. Roar drowned the tempest howl, finished the gallop with us, bind to dawn's false light. Bolt rent the veil sudden, rider corporeal in flash. Raindrips sizzle on cloak like fat on pan, charge rent earth and furrow spray. Dive to bramble thicket, thorns rent tributing crimson lines. Blood mingling mud as unwitting offering to the greedy ground. Zenith of terror crested then, wave crashing doubt. Breakdown brewed long from isolation's alembic, or calculated reprisal for the disturbed. Bride axed and jealousy blind. spirit path-chained in fruitless hunt for the fleer, her plea twisted to lure. Lurch to feet with limbs protest scream, blind sprint through torrent, loop path sadist precision to brink's edge, fog thick with ozone and primal musk of hunted prey. Tintype rose from sludge born, translucent shrouds sought in grave drip, heavy patter, voids blaze with blame that pierced marrow. Stole my clothes, my end unfinished, yield yours in trade. Collapsed to mire, knees deep, tide of regrets crashing over. Union wrought its slow poison. Visions of grand spires scuttled for safe ledgers, mirroring her tragedy in a hall of mirrors. Confession poured amid gale, the fine by stump, blood tie looped to her era's dust. Mercy begged in voice raw as stripped bark. Hand spectral reached curl like fume from pyre. Instant suspended, void sparked sutter of ken grief across abyss. Shared sorrow in the storm's indifferent roar. Rage flared then to shriek that split night. Form solidify wail. Axe arced wide. Passage ruffled locks inches from severance. Wind keen as widow's lament. Surge past into gale rage unyielding. Branches claw final gouge. Gate ahead iron slam unbidden like judgment's bar. Truck moss swallowed him drench in shatter. Key turned frantic. Flight into retreating squall with wipers battling remnant sheets. Days later in sterile bulb glow, cessation of murmurs fell abrupt, leash of the hollow slackening like noose cut merciful. Silent vigils in the small hours brought chain phantom around throat, subtle tighten with memory's weight. Path promised vista breathtaking, peace hard won, but led inexorable to soul chasm yawning, where shadows bide with patient hunger. Hollow under eternal fog bites time, death patient as the grave, summoning the next stray soul to the endless ride. Along Bar Harbor's jagged cliffs, where Atlantic jaws crunched granite relentless, and spray carried the drown's faint keens on salt gusts that bit like regret, a siren's thread could reel you from ledge, not to surf smash, but depths where bone chimes sang dirges unending, harmonies that hooked the heart and dragged slow. Picture a woman, burden-packed with unvoiced scars heavier than provisions, trail dissolving mistward into white oblivion, pulse mirrored in tones quenched eons under wave weight, each echo a plea that twisted your own regrets into song. What if fog veiled not mere vapor's whim, but soul shreds, questing warmth from the living, enfolding to choral drag that left you singing alone in the quiet after? Emily Carter's Chronicle, Portland keeper of tomes, fleeing rifts void to Acadia's raw hold, blinded that resonances exacted toll in sinew and stolen breath, refrain that lingered like salt on lips. Gray July birthed under skies bruised low. Divorce husk propelled her north, apartment waterfront sterile as the cave she passed, echo self in every hollow room. Path ocean claimed on whim, beacons distant lore dismissed fog placards weathered at entry, warnings of banks that swallowed groups whole, leaving only boot prints to tide. Boots strike firm on packed earth, brine knife edge in lungs, gull's spiral omen overhead, cries sharp as betrayal's cut. Curved promontory sharp, spume hurled skyward explode white fury. Stroke splash cadence deliberate from royal blow, depth probe languid as if finger from abyss tested air for pulse. Seal frolic feigned dismissal, mind drift to oath ash scattered on wind, husband's indifference erode her like relentless lap on stone. Whole thunder throat amplified to growl that shook bone, but salt maw hungry. Pull, tidal scum iridescent under weak sun, comb wood adrift wedged barnacle crust, tying scales sinuous mermaid curve. Luster suggests hand-tinned delicate far from sea's bruise. Compel, pry with care, pocket side settled faint side content, talisman against loneliness gnaw edge. Cream fog set in theatrical, gray palette oppressed blur sea sky path precipice line, amplifying cotton void tread pebble crunch, breath own measured, under melody lilt folk twist abyss pressure, bubble note rise cliff-like exhale secret long held. Emily, weave your lament into ours, let tide lift sorrow's weight. Halt mid-stride, thunder ear like counterpoint, probe shroud for speaker veil prankster local yarn spin, coil, probe ankle curious taste, Ascent steep abrupt, cliff sheer drop to froth chaos now rock vertigo kiss. Fall echo light bare damp, shadow veer sightless companion dance just beyond fog's hem. Spine prickles salt crystal form, circuit fog deceit trap futile. Pocket hum resonate hip bone vibration secret converse undecipher. Bleed dusk into mist early, fork cove map blind narrow, pine frame lean seaward grieve eternal. Hollow cup surf possessive hand, glow biosick pulse illuminate vague under undulate. Face pressed water skin taut, mouth open closed plea mute desperate, eye wide terrored eternal submerged lock. Recoil breath hook throat, swell melody insistence, pull riptide kin inexorable, edge pebble skitter drink tiny plot final. Breach graceful dread water sheet cascade, woman, lock stream, serpent live coil, orb pearl culture milky, catch faint glow, reflect back blame unyielding, tying clutch web hand, exact twin scale carve, wave slow deliberate, smile part reveal shell shard jagged, throat pour cascade, harmony drown wave crash roar. Grip terror iron root momentary, override instinct cry strangle raw, inland bolt desperate. Shroud yield just enough, trailhead tease through tree veil distant gleam. Collapse into rental metal embrace, key turn, sputter, cough life, gravel spit peel coast from, mirror, receive, cove miss swallow abrupt, ear hook refrain tug each mile, promise harmony dare not join yet, craving quiet fracture. Studio Portland, perch above fog-shrouded bookstore on Congress, cage of echo doubt, titan day. Comb perch nightstand, guard malice sea carve watchful. Tine shift lamplight, fleeting face form blinked tear away, unsettled deep. Reclaim normalcy frantic, terminal hunch hour dissolve. Stack yellow maritime lore, borrow special collection. Finger key fly search drown, siren bar shore, curse relic wash, wreck 19th century. Page blur, chronic fatigue assault. Vision swim salt lens distort. Night after night submerge current. Icy pale insistent hand tug ankle. Gentle pull downward coral abyss face press. Close mouth lyric almost grasp. Harmony pull resist wake. Surface each dawn cold sweat tangles sheet damp clammy. Comb lie innocent beside. Touch damp inexplicable spray kiss defy window lock inland mile. Melody persist day thrum under skin's second pulse insistent. Deep harmonize with the endless, surface world lie shed. Join true flow. Nah guilt relentless psychological tide erode sanity foundation method. Thoughtless greed steal seed jealous vault invoke primal wrath lash fragile form. Mirror own fracture. Colleague library once confidant, share shift dust tome now note, distraction concern glance hesitate, question pause mid converse hum absent eerie tune drift, stack like fog creep chill listener spine prompt whisper, that poor woman lose it back hushed. Lash evening late August, downpour hammer city pain vengeful, fist thunder grumble threat bay distant retreat workbench corner, apartment salvage oak slab clutter notebook, half-read volume desk lamp unforgiving beam cast long shadow, finger accused stretch wall. Examine close scrape encrust salt tine curve revealed faint etch, EC own stark relief. Impossible coincidence fuel dread bonfire gut. Convince fate cruel or crueler mark her watery entanglement. Bind. Shadow apartment lengthen unnatural storm rage outside pool base walls seep toward drain gurgle sporadic slosh unmistakable salt water no leak plumb coastal proximity far air grow heavy low tide scent undercut sweet perfume drown flower petal rot. Crescendo melody through night form coherent word slither thought like eel coral crevice return what took or drowned shallow regret here eternal chorus join bind. Paranoia twist root psyche branch every corner was divorce induced madness manifest stress fracture mind hallu shard cruel or comb ancient curse tethered tragic long lost whaler daughter bar harbor fog past raven lock comb pre-storm claim vessel doomed spirit lore thief song Bind relic like this one, compel repayment, voice stolen. Desperation, claw action, border madness, unrelenting storm, cover, bundle comb, waterproof, pouch glove box, secure, drive north, wiper battle, sheet, rain, high blur, aqueous nightmare, relic vibrate, insistent, trap heartbeat, protest confinement, rattle dash. Loom, trailhead, gateway, spectral, through downpour, relentless, gate creek, rusted hinge scent, approach, grant passage, reluctant, creek like bone, joint, plunge, ocean path, zeal, condemn, flashlight, clutch, talisman, grip white, storm, gale, whip hair, salt, stiff, frenzy, tangle, wave below, cliff, roar, defiance, symphony, foam, fury, crash, echo, hollow chest. Fog, embrace, immediate memory, serve, thicker, alive, tendril, wrap, throat, lover, possessiveness, constrict, breath, shallow, gasp, burn. Cove, called through chaos, melody, elevate, siren, wail, pierce, marrow, bone, draw, foot, inexorable, forward, despite, slick, treacherous path, pebble, loose, boot, slide, edge, tease. Precipice edge where pebble teeter, brink glow, surf churn, wait patient, menace form, substantial storm, electric charge hair, writhe nest, sea serpent, seek prey, desperate. Thief harmony, wear voice now, sing back me thief. Accuse voice, bubble submerge, rage foam, lip part. Comb extend hand, drip seawater, stone, sizzle faint contact. Soap burn eye, tear fumble relic pack, offer forth, tremble hand, slick rain mix, figure throw head, laugh spume, foam, reject gesture, disdain bubble rise. Hand erupt, nearest tide pool, sudden cold, webbed membrane, gleam, wet latch, ankle wrist strength, surprise drag toward churn surf, inexorable pull, boot slip mat, kelp rive underfoot, alive malice. Thrash wild against grip, muscle strain desperate, claw granite hold, rough unyielding, comb clutch, still scorch, palm, wooden form, belie heat, brand. Assault sense moment near submerge partial, shipwreck, ghost team, spectral crew, lock eternal labor, haul net, heavy nothing, woman betrayal, unfold fragment, horror lover, calm steel, fit petty jealousy, blind doom storm, embrace essence, echo relic bind thief, unending vigil song lore. Surface, gasp, lung aflame, briny fire, fill mouth, throat, infiltrate, crack, involuntary harmony, own voice, join, betray, taste, copper, salt, sharp. Lightning, rent sky, blaze, revelation, reveal, wave below, more face, full chorus, drown form, breach, grotesque, synchronized ballet, limb, pal, arm, reach upward, curious crab, scuttle, scrap, finger pluck, hem, sodden jacket, tug, insistent, pull, edge. Scramble upward, cliff face, nail splinter, rough granite, hold, purchase, precarious path, behind loop, disorient, spiral, trap, water illusion, sadist repetition, dump back, edge with cruel dump. Only palette dawn insists, filtered thin fog, reluctant savior, thin veil allow, escape, spit relative, solid near gaping thunder hole, belch, final gust, wind carry, faint echo, laughter bubble. Collapse, car, embrace, shiver, uncontrollable engine, warm bone, chill, slow, frenzy, release, dash, smash, comb, violent, shard, statter, seat, jagged, tooth, jaw, shatter, brittle. Fall, silence, heavy, profound, wash over, glance, rear view, fog, wipe, glass, hasty, own eye, stare, back, fleck, unnatural pearl beneath skin, forearm, iridescent, scale, form, subtle promise, keep against will. Warped month, Emily, surreal, tapestry, weave tight, shatter, comb, remnant, consign, lockbox, back closet, amid moth-eat scarf, journal, forget dust. Yet insidious echo haunt every unguarded moment. Turn hush, sanctity, library, reading room, submarine depth, where whisper bubble up, page open, book turn, harmony, faint tug, ear, unbidden, fracture, psychological, deepen, inexorable, kide, guilt, divorce, wreckage, mirror, siren, lost love, haunt, parallel. Promise, break, fragile, whole, splinter, unforgiving reef, leave survivor adrift, regret, cold current, pull under. Paranoia, spawn, phantom, splash, bathtub, run, inexplicable, briny, despite tap, fresh, drain, clog, strand, hair, own not dark, coarse kelp, tangle, wet. Friend once anchor, storm toss life, distance gradual, Unnerved, sudden plunge, profound silence, dinner follow eruption. Hum, drown, otherworldly refrain, hang air, mist-like prompt, uneasy glance, exchange excuse early, leave abrupt. Choke fog morning, bleak November 1st, skim ice edge, pattern window, skeletal finger trace. Compelled dream night, submerge, coral grave, face press, plead eye-wide Emily, pack duffel, grim resolve, return Bar Harbor, not bury past, confront watery specter head-on, arm-length iron chain, not sailor hitch, procure dusty curio shop, dock near, we talismanic promise wards supernatural pull. Swallow trailhead hole under sky, leaden threats snow, wave below cliff gnaw hunger renew sense defiance, foam fleck higher, air taste blood faint metallic. Devolve ocean path, primal chaos underfoot, familiar landmark erode wind time relentless, or curse, willful sabotage shift stone lead inexorable cove, where biopulse infected wounds separate gloom thick. Emerge surf full unchained glory, no longer wisp mist flesh pale horror. Stitch nightmare seam wet, comb reform seamless grasp, swirl sea foam coalesce suck sound wet kiss. Lend voice endless waves sister sorrow, us with sing lend breath command tone tidal pool yank foot reluctant inch time chorus join swell harmony depth drown soul breach surface grotesque undulate ballet limb longing face pale swing iron chain wide desperate arc link whistle air turn thick spray contact spectral skin blister smoke assault momentary scatter lesser shade wisp reform water edge patient. Crest guilt within, rogue wave vision, own failure, replay merciless detail, wedding band cold weight, discard, argument thunder over calm sea, fuel siren, spectral strength, form solidify, further Emily, resolve, waver, crack. Lunge, feral grace, sudden nail, rake deep furrow arm, spray blunt wave below, lap greedy, extend tongue foam, lap eager, pain sharp counterpoint melody, seductive pull, resist fray, partial submerge, sudden surge, fight conjure current, swirl thin air, lung, burn briny water, fill mouth, siren song, force way throat, compel vocal cord join, traitorous harmony, taste betrayal, salt, copper. Sputter surface vision blur sting droplet glimpse distant sweep lighthouse beam slice fog ward forge fire rhythm tronical against chaos hold surge desperate animal strength born precipice oblivion hurl chain siren calm iron wrap fatal embrace shatter relic anew explosion splinter rain brittle star scatter foam whale unison keen shake pebble loose cliff form unravel thread spectral thread harmless mist to separate, wind, siren dissolve, last bubble sigh, final pearl eye lock, Emily gaze envious, sorrow linger, scar etch deep. Wash ashore, recede tide, batter bruise, but draw ragged breath, freedom, path behind reform, subtle shift, earth stone as if never twist malice intent. Drive southward, lift fog gradual, see roar fade distant, mutter quiet interlude, reclaim life, catch reflection, ring streak window, hum alone voice lair echo not entirely own faint harmony tug edge hearing insist stand eternal sentinel Bar Harbor cliff deep their fog merciful veil drown choir practice below patient current solitary voice wander too close steal away tide unyielding song harmony break. In Gettysburg scarred fields, where cannon haze draped ghost thin over low hollows, and soil quivered with the unslaked wails of the reed, a lone gleam could steer you from road's mercy straight to war's festering core, where phantoms primed flintlocks in bramble hush, steel thirsting for unmarked hide that still bled fresh in memory. Envision a man, grip lantern white-knuckled as dusk bled the sky to bruise, forgotten byways where gusts bore harness clink faint and command whisper obsolete. Shades stretch into rank that reforms with clockwork dread, bayonets leveled silent. What if wick fed not lamp oil simple, but clamor unquiet essence of the unburied? Distill glow compel you lead final foray across the weeds, or enlist eternal in their ragged line. Chronicle David Reeves, Philly history molder dedicated, Lord Battlefield vein on nostalgia whim from boyhood maps, Sightless peril light, eternal scorched soul, indelible, mark that no salve could fade. Kindle swelter August high, tenure yoke shrug for air free, loop wheat-filled lore diorama dog-ear text attic yellow with ambition grandfather's share. Sag ruck lukewarm canteen dent fold topo chart, crease repeated use scuff boot pound pack, dirt scar monument stoic sway, grass wild untamed. Hum cicada relentless veil faint tattoo drum rally from beyond, swell subtle. Bake sun undulate, hill haze heat flower nod lazy. Mass grave unmarked subtle depression soil bone laid tangle, repose uneasy. Stir uneased chest like indigestion, sudden gust slice humid unrelated cloud, pass carry whiff black powder sweet rot, unwashed body crush battle line tight. Attribute over steep passion, past blur boundary scholar sensation, neck prickle, sweat trickle, spine cold despite blaze. Near brooding bulk devil den bolger petrify, remain charged soldier freeze mid-stride lichen veil surface pock, crater miniature ball long of bow paw split oak trunk rent lightning lead shadow, catch breath ragged. Submerge loam base tree offering root persistent pry, spot brass antique design panel glass miracle intact patina verdigris creep seam wit crisp black suggest flame snuff haste deserting. Handle curve sturdy engraved faint wear smooth handling dr uncanny resemblance own age dark patina dismiss shake head lift free pocket. Relic tangible piece history ponder evening whiskey lesson plan weight anchor growing disquiet hollow. Dip sun reluctant shadow lengthen copes hard wood tree bare scar ire storm bark furrow like veteran face recount horror eye distant. Gradual warm jacket pocket subtle seep wool fabric then flicker begin insistent glow seep through like blood fresh wound illuminate palm press amber light cast no warmth true. Command hush cicada silence amplify swell drum join fragment murmur ride breathe low David illuminate lost brother steer home through smoke. Abrupt halt bead sweat a new brow despite cool air peer dense bramble sign reenactor drill gloam overzealous park staff speaker hide. Greet emptiness vast echo save air thicken sharp brimstone sulfur remnant conflagration birth generation predate own. Feign result press onward fork air toward slope little round top step echo multiple own steady tread overlay boot march dozen out of sync leather sole grind gravel military cadence precise. Its skin burrow insect perhaps heat relentless sun dehydration cruel game perception twist. Pulse lantern hot now pocket seam lights full visible cast shadow detach move independent across trail formed ragged silhouette fade blue butternut cloth rifle hold port arm bayonet gleam cold moon rise early. Fall dusk heavy shroud weave gun smoke velvet sky star prick eclipse flash mimic artillery burst distant firework visceral too close coincidence. Low nadir trail harvest moon baleful glow turn grass silver sinister blade figure coalesce ether union threadbare blue confederate gray mottled mud memory face gaunt hollow cheek eyes sink and spin brass casing roll underfoot crunch. Form orderly line across wheat stubble ground musket level unison toward him grasp lantern flame leap hungry life unbidden feed no oil inner conflagration blue tinge. Drop reflexive horror brass clang stone flame gutter low but refuse extinction ghost advance low resonant bay chill marrow bone bayonet glint moonlight cruel edge keen. Ignite dry powder panic bolt upslope field bramble tear pant leg grasp finger desperate lead us brother join fall line forward glory or grave eternal. Burst pave sanctuary park road lung heave car key clutch sweat fist engine flee field roar drown fade drum echo side mirror accelerate ember lantern ghost fire trail accusatory spark unquench unrelenting promise battle endless fresh. Narrow row house Fishtown Philly turn improvised bunker against encroach night lantern enshrine mantle like live grenade strip pin careful brass stall fingerprint persistent warmth radiate fever brow touch. Evade sleep talent persistence. Nightmare besiege rest. Vivid charge open field. Lead doom rank canister fire. Awake each time accurate taste gunpowder. Tongue, sheet dust. Fine gray residue crumble like ash snuffed fuse burn. Delve archive manic fervor. Day blur night. Historical society stacked brittle regimental log fade photograph. Yellow unearthed fragment-tailed chilled core lantern bearer 20th Maine volunteer. Initial DR etch margin. Survivor journal desert post fog shroud chaos second day. Curse comrade dying breath wander. Eternal guide unrest light never dim plea unfinished. Worm guilt thought grape shot flesh own lapse teacher lesson deliver half-heart classroom bore face. Echo deserter shame. Symmetry shameful amplify whisper infiltrate wall home. David rally line once more. Atone in smoke eternal. Colleague school magnet spar partner curriculum debate eye dishevel grow alarm. Unkempt beard shadow jaw mutter clip order empty air. Staff meeting chalk dust hand trace invisible formation blackboard long after bell ring dismiss. Fog shroud evening early October leaf fall. Mimic sprawl fall man across sidewalk slick. Autumn rain pride lantern hinge tools scavenge workbench. Mechanism protest groan like dying soldier last breath rattle. Inside no reservoir oil awaits swirl. Fine ash mingle tiny brittle bone size rice grain. Initial carved deep base blade heat betrayal scribe shadow living rule militarize overnight. March precise column along baseboard. Phantom clack musket lock echo corner dust moat dance sunbeam like powder burn flare. Fracture once orderly mind shard, was delusion forged crucible overwork isolation cruel, or lantern spectral tether yank back unfinished carnage, compel bear witness battle bloodline, only read textbook dry. Motor north Gettysburg pre-dawn hush headlight pierce lift mist like canister shot tear fog. Chain lantern passenger seat zip tie bite nibble vibrate subdue fury rattle. Trailhead gate yield push eerie compliance. Path suck like quagmire rain soaked charge wheat field loom ahead. Seagrass whisper half-formed battle cry swell. Spontaneous ignite as crest rise flame bloom blue powder burn wool. Illuminate ragged rank. Peel upward soil translucent troop materialize earth wound gape like accusation fresh. I beseech hellish light snap attention crisp. Forward man for union or grave, bay unison musket volley. Harmless smoke nonetheless singe nostril authenticity burn. Swing lantern improvise mace flame lash out phantasmal form. Recoil shriek devoid lung reform stubborn resilience encircle noose bayonet prod air inch from ribcage close. Thunder chest internal siege like drum call deserter manifest for gaunt specter lantern neck stump head, face twist caricature David own hollow eye burn, share cowardice deep. You hand carry my flight, lead or be led to judgment cold. Accused bayonet tip probe forward deliberate menace glint. Flee through adjacent apple orchard, low branch whip face like rifle butt melee close path. Cycle beneath disorient loop trap eternal assault dump back fray desperate turn vision. Assault chaos vision regret weaponized spectral indict lesson abandon like breach wall student face morph gaunt stare picket man eye plead fail inspire. Only clarion dawn bugle actual reveille patrol ranger echo across field shatter spectral siege ghost dissolve wisp trail like smoke breeze scatter. Collapse against car wheel lantern dent frantic blow flame dim sullen ember wink outside final. Drive south through paling light, echo drum fade, memory mutter scarred arm, phantom bayonet, wheat bead, black powder residue mark, no rationalization erase linger. Cycle season indifferent cruelty for David Lantern and tomb lead line box. Procure from skeptical pawn shop owner. Pocket cash without question, yet insistent drumbeat pulse a vein like arrhythmia. Turn order classroom row into makeshift battlefield. Shadow snap crisp salute. Edge projector beam flicker. Intensify psychological siege to relentless barrage guilt over unspoken confession. Youth father disapproval internalized like mini-ball lodge deep unextractable paranoia birth phantom volley musket fire. Hum rush hour traffic. Break screech like fife out of tune discord. Peers sense unravel, commit brief to quiet facility, city outskirt white wall, measured dose, temporary armistice, release come prescription caution, pocket like unheeded dispatch, defy fragile peace, compulsion gnaw bone deep. Wreathed anniversary fog battle, third day humid July draw, inexorable dream, endless charge bare color, into abyss emanating storm, Gettysburg arm, white phosphorus flare, scavenge military, surplus depot, casing cold promise illumination, turn weapon flare, devour path midday swelter wheat field, vast sway, sea bayonet conjure from grass blade, whisper sedition low. Muster grander array than memory desert, than four lantern reform unwilling grip, flame leap blue voracious hunger. Charge eternity with us. Redeem the flight, coward. Command rank surge forward. Tidal wave translucent fury. Musket rise as one level. Light flare shake hand magnesium bloom. Erupt blinding white sear specter to unearthly shriek fleshless agony. Twist form caricature pain scatter like chaff gale wind. Armor guilt host against assault failure replay and hollow eye. Lesson abandoned like soldier to ragged volley. Bolster press with wave empathetic sorrow sap will to fight. Lunge desert through glare blade, gray shoulder, hot line draw blood bloom regimental red on shirt, pain ground spark amid illusion weave. Counter feral instinct, smash lantern against nearby boulder, force crumple brass like foil, thin flame erupt geyser, azure fire, consume relic in second shard scatter spin casing roll. Recoil ghost unmoss form unravel thread by spectral thread, cascade fade cry desert linger longest, lean close breath sulfur whisper fracture absolution, lead no more, rest with honor, claim before dissolve into ether thin. Straighten path beneath foot, subtle groan, earth expelled toward daylight mercy, thunder grumble, retreat sky. Hasty exodus to visitor center, scatter ashen remnant into memorial fountain, makeshift pyre for cursed light watch, swirl away on current regret dissolve. Quiet echo to silence embrace shadows, still in corner yet on still night wind. Mimic fife across roof, hear distant fife drum reminder. Some war leaf scar not on flesh, but etch indelible into architecture soul. Wait quiet to rally once more ghost. Slumber Gettysburg field under watchful monument, lantern vault and lit but ever ready flare to life for wanderer, heed deceptive glow. History unforgiving call eternal. Beneath Savannah live oak moss drape heavy, festoons lank like funeral veil on forget bride. Serpentine root drink deep tear soil, slave quarter raised to genteel lawn green. Single stone careless pluck from earth. Awakened grudge etch not ink but congealed blood splintered bone. Oppressed stir city foundation mourn, rumble low. Imagine woman, finger closed possessive on relic amid riot, azalea bloom mask grave on mart. Feel ground subtle shift beneath boot as square weeps silent accusation, air thickened with unpaid debt weight, crushed chest. What if rustle magnolia leaf breeze idle play unquiet dead, rise sibilant chorus demand restitution. Voice claw edge sanity leave you question own shadow step. Saga Sarah Klein, meticulous botanist from humid Charleston, embrace venture labyrinthine trail encircle Colonial Park cemetery on academic lark, curiosity blind to peril. Stone remember maker sin memory, blade sharp cut deep. Unfold humid twilight, spring bloom full, flee reject research grant, sterile echo university office, dusk ramble park perimeter path, enchant wrought iron gate, twist gothic flourish, ornate lichen veil tomb, squat like ancient guardian amid head-high fern sway soft, canvas satchel bulge glass specimen jar, stopper against damp field notebook, crisp anticipatory sketch petal vein, espradille whisper soft over cobble-laced dirt, meander between live oak branch, arch overhead nave cathedral, abandoned by God, indifferent. Thicken air, cloy perfume, jasmine heavy undercut, musty mildew, perpetual shade, bouquet, subtle undernote decay, Savannah wear heirloom perfume, generation pass. Initial disquiet bloom chest, uninvite thorn, sharp roll pebble, underfoot unrelated own step, echo like cast dice. Gambler, fever, palm, skitter into underbrush, rustle without visible cause, wind or beast. Blame errant root, upheave path, field mouse scurry gloam, analytical mind tangle floral taxonomy, catalog petal pistil, anchor against grow unease, prickle skin. Deeper into Serpentine Trail, fork around Bonaventure Cemetery, spillover go Colonial Domain, boundary blurred twilight deceit. Soft spy nest tangle ivy like secret heart pulse malice. Smooth river stone surface polish satin countless unseen hand, 10 etched swirl rune evoke gullah root doctor protective sigil, have bury earth regret its concealed reluctant. Cool weight beg possession, tactile plea almost voice claim without second thought. Runes seem pulse faint under thumb, like vein throb beneath skin, tug satchel subtle soft thud, reverberate rib hollow. Deep in twilight, indigo velvet soft gas lamp along perimeter flicker life like willow wisp. Lure lost traveler, pool, sulfur light, cast elongate shadow, dance mock on crypt wall, stone cold. Warm stone against hip, gradual murmur stir humid air sibilant lair, multitude voice filter through water, old Sarah, release us from bind, take what back, give stolen. Whirl on heel, pulse leap, scan vault silhouette for groundskeeper lock gate or nocturnal lover, seek seclusion dark. Answer void, vast, echo save magnolia, rustle broad, leaf share scandalous secret, breeze sigh. Meander trail, labyrinthine, complexity, iron gate appear unlatched, where map insists bar way lead to forget family plot, overgrown with resurrection fern, uncurled at approach like awakened finger curl beckon. Trail, footprint trail own, in soft wools smaller, bare patter, perfect sink, then diverge undergrowth, deliberate evasion, leave impression precise, too for animal, too intimate coincidence, human. Coil tighter gut like kudzu vine, choke unease, dehydration, sticky heat, or low-grade fever, region infamous vapor, rise marsh. Hum, stone, hotter, faint inner light cast, glyph dance erratic on bark past tree, form word dissolve before comprehension full tease mind. Cloak night, full moon filter palette glow, through veil moss, paint everything ghostly green, azalea bloom defiant pink, seam bleed into gloom heavy. At base, weathered cenotaph, dedicate yellow fever victim, marble crack like desiccated lip. Part form shimmer from humid haze, shade of enslaved, and ragged homespun shift, iron collar fade to translucent eye, burn like coal in hollow socket, stone clutch in callous palm, mirror own down to rune edge whirl finger. Circle her slow procession silent judgment, murmur swell low dirge, vibrate through bone marrow. Hours by right, chain steel, return or wear them yourself, bind. Recoil, stone, scorched through canvas like brand hot shade reach with wrist scar, ghosts of manacle, finger extend supplication, turn threat grasp. Ensue flight, blind panic, thorn from encroach bougainvillea, lacerate calf, armed with crimson kiss, wet path loop disorient spiral, ensnare within cemetery embrace, dump back toward circle with each frantic turn, desperate. Erupt onto cobble sanctuary, gas light street beyond wall hell past cab, wave border hysteria, engine rumble devour miles Savannah Square, recede in mirror glance. Glance rearward through grimy window, moss tendrils seem wave languid farewell from treetop, stone persistent glow illuminate satchel like a baleful eye watch unblinking. Sunlit greenhouse Charleston Historic District, warp into verdant prison, creep dread slow, stone elevate altar status on potting bench, a mid-trend hybrid orchid wilt overnight without water. Rune evolve in slant light to grimace face leer when turn away, smooth back to abstraction upon return, unsettle. Elude rest like skittish specimen, rare vision besiege sleep with chain procession, march through moonlit market, auction block rouse to floor, scatter totting soil, mimic turn earth. Hasty grave air, heavy phantom scent. indigo field long burned under sun harsh. Pore over dog ear voodoo grimoire, microfilm archive, university special collection. Fingers stain ink, black trace, stone origin to conjure woman marker, antebellum era. Essence bind into pilfered relic after rebel against overseer. Root work backfire into curse, doom thief to echo her bondage chain, unseen. Burgeon remorse chest like nightshade bloom. Toxic own privilege unexamined inherit like grand house. Rent high, echo still life, weave into southern soil rich. Amplify murmur, infiltrate greenhouse irrigation pipe, drip slow. Sarah, feel weight we bore, endless, dark atoned in soil. Peer botany department, once collaborator over grant proposal in steamy lab, now shun, grow fervor with sidelong glance. Trace invisible chain in air during seminar, voice trail off mid-lecture into fragment chant that chill lecture hall air, drop temperatures sudden. Sultry night near solstice, bloom unfurl under full moon baleful watch, only shrivel by dawn unbitten. Cause decipher rune under magnification, SK inscribe own hand lightness, fate cruel jest ignite dreadful blaze, consume. Shadow in conservatory twist introverted horror, vine coil like manacle from trellis thorn, prick air inch from skin, tease, draw blood beat slow. Delusion born isolation or stone grudge manifest as tether linked to conjure undying fury over life cut short in chain. Paranoia peak in fever night race to Savannah by harvest moon glow. Headlight thread fog shroud highway like needle. Velvet dark shackle stone satchel pulse with restrained ire. Cemetery gate part with spectral ease, path inhale into gloom, weave from moonlight and moss heavy drape. Colonial park pulse latent life, tomb exhale collective sigh, stir leaf into whisper soft. Ignite stone as reach cenotaph, glow emerald venom, unveil shade in fuller procession, fierce face etch ritual scar, conjure woman vanguard form swirl rag and resolve, eye polish onyx gleam. Thief blood call you home, repay debt and bone grind, intone palm extend stone orbit like malevolent comet trail, vaporous chain link fate. Fumble proffer relic, hand slick with dew, cold woman sneer sound like crack whip sharp vine erupt from loamy bed, bind ankle wrist and thorny lasso draw blood well slow. Shade close rank, finger icy as forge fresh iron, vice clamp shoulder pull toward open vault. Yawn like maw, exhale fetid breath, rank step echo multiplicity down stone stair, slick condensation drip. Wreath against hold silk shroud, shred on thorn barb, stone brand thigh through denim, heat blister flesh red angry. Flood revelation and vault chill ancestral complicity in trade, dark ledger great-grandfather, ledger stained human, tally guilt, venom amplify curse into personal indictment, mirror own hand clean but complicit. Break free, surge born in terror, sprint through azalea maze, claw like frenzied mob, branch flail whip across back, limb spiral inexorable to vault brink where shadow pool like spill ink black. First light hesitate, blush disperse host in whisper regret. Shade evaporate into mist, cling to skin, leave hollow echo ring ear. Tumble against wrought iron gate, yield like weary bone creak, stone crack but cling tenacious grasp, light wane to sullen spark, flicker defiance last. Flee city war through awakening street, whisper dull to memory, rasp welt on wrist bare rune, scar fitch phantom chain, rattle, faint.
Blur year into fever dream for Sarah Stone, pulverize under hammer blow and greenhouse dust, sow into Ashley River muddy current, under Wayne gibbous moon ritual, yet dirge hum persistent in vain like root system and twine nerve, transform propagation bench into makeshift gallows, where vine whisper indictment and hushed irrigation mist rise slow. Mental maelstrom rage unchecked, remorse over silence voice in lineage shadow, paranoia spawn phantom chain rattle and mirror, the fog with breath not own. Reflection twist to show wrist-bound spectral iron cold. Colleague university whisper of institutionalized circulate like pollen on wind, distance further, invitation dry to dust. Discharge from brief voluntary stay, bare prescription, she flushed like tainted soil, defy chemical peace. For compulsion root deep unshake. Eve autumn equinox, moss heavy, a shroud drape oak in premature burial, besieged Savannah duffel, laden salt harvest from coastal flat hoodoo oil. Distilled by you seer recipe, vial clink like talisman against cursed toll. Consume path under baleful moon, silver square cemetery, verdant labyrinth alive with rustle leaf, convene grand convocation, conjure absolute in wrath, stone reform monolithic in chest, as if swallow whole, pressed against rib, insistent weight, crush breath. Kneel, repay the still year, wear yoke eternal bind. Decree, procession surge in tide translucent fury, palm upturned, summon vine lash like adder strike fast. Fling oil in arc, splash acrid bloom, repel vanguard with hiss, scorch ether, vine recoil and sear retreat, thorn blacken to ash crumble. Fortify remorse shade like bulwark, lineage sin projecting coal eye, complicit hand auction long past and power advance, with wave collective grievance sap knee to buckle wheel. Seize throat and grip, root clench earth, nail carve fresh sigil into collarbone, well blood fertile black as potting loam, pain bloom fire, clarify vision amid haze blur. Counter from instinct, forge shatter reform stone against tombstone, unyielding marble fragment bloom into fire flower, crimson gold. Consume shade and pyres, green echo through vault, form twist and agonize, unravel thread by thread. Falter, conjure, mid-lunge form fray to gossamer wisp, catch moonlight like spider silk, gaze soften from fury to weary, pardon in final dissolution, sigh escape like wind through palmetto leaves, sigh. Untwist path with earth grateful grown, birth her to dawn merciful blush, where birdsong pierce, recede gloom, oil evaporate into harmless vapor on breeze gentle. In exodus through Forsyth Park, awakening green disperse remnant at central fountain, libation pour with murmur, plea for bound water ripple, acceptance subtle. Hush murmur to silence bomb shadow gentle to mere play of light, though in human breath heavy jasmine scents mossy caress ghost skin, testament that some stone etch eternity into flesh of living unerased. Stand sentinel Savannah oak and drape silence, rune inscribed from bark and bone, await idle hand to disturb veil peace, awaken choir anew with voice rise.